In this episode of Motive Garage presented by Howtech, we are doing some basic track upgrades to our R35 GTR. Now, most people, when they take their street car to the track, they concentrate on trying to make it faster, when really the first thing you should be doing is concentrating on making it more reliable and more consistent. And heat management is a massive part of that. Basically, any part of the car gets hot, you can't keep doing laps. If the tyres get hot and melt, they lose grip. If the brakes get hot and overheat, you lose brakes. If the engine overheats, you either brake it or you can't keep doing laps. So what we're trying to do is some basic and cost-effective upgrades in certain areas just to make the car a little bit more reliable on track. Now, in terms of heat management, we already have a PWR radiator that we installed because the factory one was cracked, and we had to install a new oil cooler when the engine let go when we first got the car, so it has a Boost Logic oil cooler. We want to go one step further, and we want to increase the capacity of oil, which is its ability to hold heat, which we're going to be doing in this episode, and we're going to go to a larger oil filter, which helps you have better oil pressure if you have any blockage in that oil filter. And we're going to be putting some Motul 50 into the car, which is thicker, has better viscosity and can handle heat better, especially in Australian summers. When it comes to the brakes, we've already got Dixel brake rotors, 2-piece, and we also have Dixel brake pads, but we want to upgrade to some braided brake lines, some Goodridge, and we're going to put some Motul high-performance brake fluid in there as well because it can also better handle heat. The other thing we're going to do is put some race rims on the car because less unsprung weight and they're going to look sick. We're also going to upgrade tyre size to a wider tyre than we had before thanks to the guys at Yokohama. So let's take a look at the parts and see how it finishes up. Adding oil capacity to an engine has a few benefits. 1, more oil means it can absorb more heat. 2, it means it can hold more contaminants. And 3, more oil in the sump can prevent oil surge at the track when oil is trapped in the head during high RPM and high boost periods. The Boost Logic sump is quite simple. It is larger, holding approximately an extra 1.5 litres of oil, and the extension spaces the oil pickup down so that it sits deeper in the oil, preventing oil surge. The T1 oil filter adapter allows the fitment of a much larger oil filter. This has 2 benefits. 1 is more oil capacity. The comparison of length and diameter equates to a difference in volume of half a litre. And 2, a larger surface area for the oil to flow through reduces oil pressure drop through the filter, especially as more contamination starts to block it. Both of these modifications combined has increased oil capacity by almost 2 litres, which is a significant increase over the factory 5.5 litres of nearly 35%. When it came time to fill up the engine, we chose Motul 300V Competition 5W50. Nismo uses Motul oils in their racing program and in a Mori factory. We went for a thicker oil viscosity to handle higher oil temperatures and track work, as it holds better oil pressure with increased temperature. With our car already having Dixel 2-piece slotted rotors and Dixel pads, we already had good stopping power, but we wanted to upgrade to braided lines for more consistent feel, and we wanted to use better brake fluid from Motul, which handles temperature associated with track or spirited back road driving much better. We had been looking for some lightweight forged wheels for the R35 for a few months and came across some very rare Rays Engineering Volk VR G2s. They were in pretty bad condition, but we knew our friends at Boutique Wheels could fix them up.
Hi, I'm Tommy from Boutique Wheels in Sydney, Australia. So Andrew bought us some pretty cool wheels, but they didn't look like this before. They looked like they made love with the gutter. They had like 20 layers of paint and 400 people touched them up. We stripped them back to the raw metal, see what we're working with. It was dings and dents and gouges, so we machined them, welded them, pressed them, stripped the paint back to raw metal, carefully media blast them front to back, masked up everything, threw a powder coat primer on there to seal the aluminium in so it's not going to turn to shit over the years, a nice silver. and a coat of cleared, and they look sick. I guess so the run-of-the-mill guys just like make money, get out the door, in and out, in and out. Before we make it pretty, make sure it spins true. We'll heat it, massage it back into shape, especially forged wheels. So with some heat and love and time, it comes back straight. And then I guess for me, like if you're gonna do it, just do it properly. Just go the extra step, make it look better than anything else. Like there's nothing here that's like a half-ass standard. When you drop them off, like they look bad, and then we stripped them and then we found like body filler in the edges of the lip, and there was a little bit in the spoke, like someone had just like quickly touched it up to make it look presentable. So you kind of like with the body of your car, like you don't know what you're working with until you strip it. So it'll be like, hey, tell me what this is going to cost. For how long's a piece of string? It could be between this, it could be between that. Then we strip it. Okay, cool. Now we're working with this. Let's do these steps in a certain way. How we do it to achieve the end result that is going to last a lifetime. Being rare, did you Google it? There's not many photos, not many cars with it. You can hardly see it. They didn't make many. So it's like you want to stand out from everyone else. Or like T37s are cool and GT4s, cool. Nismo stuff, cool. But something different, it stands out. Then everyone goes, oh, what's that? I want that. I can't get it. Like everyone's got their own special taste. Like there's so many wheels here, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different wheels and 6 different silvers. So chopping, changing, metallic, bit brighter, bit darker. Everyone, likes a different thing. So when we do it, we'll custom powder coat. So it's all the stuff's from USA, mainly prismatic powders, which is really cool and strong stuff. And it's just different. It looks like paint. It's smooth, but like we could hit it with a hammer. You probably won't like me doing that, but we can hit it with a hammer, and it's not going to chip. So like you're driving, you go to the track, you come to the kitty lid off, like it's not going to damage it. Stone chips, like it's just super strong and it just lasts forever.
When it came to tyres, we wanted to get some big rubber underneath, the most amount possible. And we wanted a tyre that was suited to the street, but also able to swing a lap or two and hit a back road. And our friends at Yokohama Tyres and Contact Patch Solutions delivered.
Hi, I'm Benny from Contact Patch Solutions, based on the northern beaches of Sydney. So I built the van. I do a lot of private track day stuff. I do some sanctioned events like you've been with me. So we did Gymkhana together, which was really, really cool. I have a bit of a niche where I work on some pretty cool cars. Like some of the stuff that I work on, there's only 1 or 2 of them in the world, which requires a certain level of expertise and a bit of care, which you don't get everywhere. So the Yokohama relationship started with my dad, having been one of their top dealers for a long period of time. Well, with regards to your request of wanting to have something that fitted a certain way on the car and the size of wheel that you had, so we went with some Porsche spec Yokohama V105s, which is the previous top of the range tyre, but they're still made in the 275 and 315 combination. That provides exceptional wet performance. They're a 240 tread wheel rating, so they're well and truly grippy, but they'll also stand up really hard to lateral changes because of the way that the rib design's been put into the tyre. With the combination in sizes, there's less than 0.2% of a difference between the front and the rear, so it'll keep your diffs nice and happy as well.
With race wheels underneath the guards combined with the carbon fibre add-ons, our R35 now looks a little bit more track ready.